Merry Christmas, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today is Christmas Day. You can see we got the decor there. We have the nice fireplace. We know we've been MIA for a minute. There's a lot going on that we need to talk about, but we need to do this video urgently because this video is crucial. So this video is going to be talking about life after school for an international student. Both of us came here as international students. I did business analysis. I know I haven't really talked about my business analysis experience, but yeah, if you want to see videos about life, day in the life of a business analyst in Canada, in New Brunswick, or how they navigate business analysis, or moving from finance to business analysis, just comment below and I'll do those videos. And then Kwame did.
Yeah, I did cybersecurity. I have 2 videos up about my program. One of them, a day in the life of a cybersecurity student, and the other one, I answered some questions that you guys had. If you've not seen it yet, we will link them up here so you can go check them out. And as Nana said, in this particular video, we are going to tell you how life is after school. Now, if you've not subscribed yet, you know what to do. Go hit the subscription button and the notification bell so that anytime we post a new video, you'll be the first to get it. So yeah, what are we waiting for? Let's get into it.
So guys, we all know as internationals, we are here, to build a life, get a job. So right before you finish school, you should start thinking, what industry do I want to go into? Look for job prospects. And we have done a couple of videos, I think 1 or 2 videos about finding jobs in Canada. We did how to find a job as a part-time student, and we have another video on the way focusing on how you can find full-time jobs, how you can leverage your network, job fairs and whatnot. So basically, as an international student finishing school or a couple of months before you finish school, it's really crucial for you to start job hunting. Canada, or New Brunswick specifically, is very network dependent. This is something people don't tell you, but we found out the hard way. So it's really network dependent. You need to start building your network on LinkedIn, start going to volunteer activities. Well, if you enjoy volunteering, I personally enjoy volunteering. So you go to activities you enjoy, but you try to connect with people. It's really crucial here. So in looking for jobs, network, connect with people, do extracurricular activities outside of school, maybe church activities, work activities. If you are doing a part-time job and they need people to take Christmas pictures, just something to help you bond more with people, get to know the people around. Just do that, because what we've realized is that people feel they can trust you if they know you, and the only way people can know you is if you put yourself out there. So this is one thing that we learned the hard way. We didn't have any network here, so we had to navigate everything by ourselves. So networking is crucial. Now, if you are at NBCC, there's an added advantage that NBCC itself organizes like job fairs, organizes career counseling programs. My program specifically did a couple of programs like that. There was, I think, a virtual job fair, and then there was one program. We had a course actually called Strategies for Seeking Employment, where we had actual CEOs, CFOs, actual hiring managers come to talk to us about the do's and don'ts that you as an international student need to focus on, and how you can leverage your position and pivot from being an international student to a full-time employee in New Brunswick. So I really love that session, like 100% learn a lot from that session. And these are the sessions you should go to. I was in Fredericton at that time, so the city of Fredericton also organized in-person job fairs, organized other career building activities. So there's a lot of information you can learn. I'm sure you're wondering, how do I start? I don't know anyone. I'm here, I'm new. Yeah, we were also new, we didn't know anyone. What we did was ask questions. So as I said, we had a program called Strategies for Seeking Employment. Our instructor would post the link, and then I asked questions. Oh, when can we join? Are there other events like that? I also joined a pilot program that was for integrating internationals to Fredericton, and there I was able to find out about the job fair, which happened, I think, the year after. So don't be shy, ask questions, talk to your instructors. Most of them are very nice and very helpful people. Talk to your colleagues, find people on LinkedIn who have gone to the school you are coming to, connect with them on LinkedIn, ask them questions. Even some of your colleagues. I was in a class with a lot of permanent residents, individuals. They already have their permanent residence, so you can ask them questions. Most of them were just working already. They have their PR. They want to pivot into business analysis or into IT. So just put yourself out there, ask questions. Don't feel bad asking questions, and the right people will come to you. And another way, if you're not really sure, church. If you go to church, or you have just one friend from your home country or from a mutual friend, ask them questions. Go to events. We've had a couple of events here where we've got the chance to meet some Ghanaians, some Nigerians, some Cameroonians, and that's just the way you can actually put yourself out there, build your network for job search. So aside the networking and then the career fairs and then the personal branding and then professional development sessions from the school, you also focus on LinkedIn, Glassdoor, and then the job bank. So we are going to link all these in the video. If you don't know, check the description box of the video, the kind of resources you can use to find jobs. Do you think I'm missing something?
No, I think most of these portals like Glassdoor, like you mentioned, LinkedIn and all that, they are very useful. And I think for those of you here in New Brunswick, Career Beacon is also somewhere you can look at.
Yeah. And you can also reach out directly to hiring managers or HR personnel on LinkedIn. Don't be shy. Curate a nice message telling them about yourself, your experiences, what you're currently doing, and how you think the role they are hiring for can match your criteria, your skill sets as a professional. Send it to them on LinkedIn, and you never know.
And I think once you've decided that you are going to look for a job and you are going to stay in Canada, you need to be on a legal status, right? You came here as a student, and by the time your studies is about to complete, your visa is also about to expire. So you need to move on from being a student, from being on student status to actually a worker status. So that would mean that you would need to apply for your post-graduation work permit. So for those of you who don't know, as an international student who attended a DLI, DLI is a designated learning institution, and we have a video about DLIs here in Canada. So if you attended a DLI, then you are entitled to a postgraduate work permit after school. So immediately your program finishes and you get your letter of completion from your school, you can submit your application for your postgraduate work permit. Now, the length of the postgraduate work permit will depend on the length of your studies, which means if you did a 1-year program, you are entitled to a 1-year postgraduate work permit. But if you did a 2-year or more program, then you're entitled to a 3 years postgraduate work permit. So that's one thing you should actually apply for immediately you get your letter of completion, because without that, you cannot work and you may have to go back to your country. And I think after postgraduate work permit, once, hopefully you've got a job, you've applied for your postgraduate work permit, the next thing will be your PR, because at this point you may have decided that, well, I want Canada to be my home and I want to live here for however long. It all depends on you. But Anna, can you tell us about the permanent residence?
Yes, I definitely can talk about the permanent residence, but I would just like to add one thing about the PGWP, that's the postgraduate work permit, that it's only issued once. So it becomes a bit tricky if you do a 1-year program and you feel like, no, I want to go and do another year program to get a 3-year work permit. You should not apply for your PGWP there. So if you want us to go into details about this clause, please drop a comment in the comment section or DM us on Instagram and we'll do a video, because this is a very tricky clause that a lot of people overlook because it's not very clear there itself. It's not very clear on the Canada.ca's portal. So you end up messing up your chances for a work permit if you're not careful. But yeah, we can talk about that in greater detail in another video if you need us to. So let's talk about permanent residence. And for this, I need my phone because there's a lot of info I need to pull up here. So we are in New Brunswick, and to begin with, every province in Canada has its own provincial nominee program, which is a permanent residence program or a pathway to permanent residence. We are in New Brunswick, so I'm going to look up the pathways to permanent residence that New Brunswick has. But I'm pretty sure if you're already looking into moving to Canada, you know that Canada has the express entry, the federal express entry program that's open for everyone, regardless of the province, regardless of a lot of things, but also dependent on a lot of things. We have highlighted the federal express entry program in a bunch of videos, but if you want a full blown out video about that, also comment in the comment section so that we can take time, divulge it, dissect it, talk about it in greater detail. But just to let you know, there's the federal express entry program open for everyone regardless of the province you're coming to. Now, if you're coming to a specific province like New Brunswick has its own provincial nominee programs that I'm going to look up here, and we are going to link everything in the description. So please, as always, if someone gives you information, do your own due diligence. Go check it out on the official Canada.ca website.
Right.
So let's look at the provincial nominee programs for New Brunswick. New Brunswick has a couple. So what New Brunswick has right now is New Brunswick has the Atlantic Immigration Program, the New Brunswick Express Entry Stream, the New Brunswick Skilled Worker Stream, the New Brunswick Business Immigration Stream. Now, I'll take out New Brunswick Business Immigration Stream because this is not for students. This is for business owners. If you're a business owner in your home country or in another country and you want to move your business to Canada, you can use this New Brunswick Business Immigration Stream. So for students, really, it's the Federal Express Entry, Atlantic Immigration Program, New Brunswick Express Entry Stream, and New Brunswick Skilled Worker Stream. Did I miss any?
No, I think you touched on.
Yeah, and there's a lot that goes into each of these streams. We can't cover them all in this video. So please, if you want us to talk about it, just drop a comment in the comment section and we'll do each stream individually to give you in-depth information, all of it coming from the official Canada.ca or New Brunswick's official website. So you know we're not capping, we're giving you legit information. Yeah, so Kwame, I've talked about the permanent residence, and I think one thing that we always kind of forget, and that's something I'm battling myself, is visa.
Yep.
So can you tell us a bit about that?
Right. So when you get your postgraduate work permit, with that permit alone, you cannot travel outside of Canada and re-enter the country, right? In order to do so, you need a TRV, which is the temporary resident visa, the counterfoil you have inside your passport that allowed you to travel into the country when your visa was approved, right? So by the time you are finishing your studies, that visa that's in your passport may be expiring, so you may need to submit an application to have it extended. Now, that preparation for that may take some time, gathering your documents and all of that. So you don't have to wait until the last minute when you've decided there is an emergency and you have to go home and, you now have to start putting together documents and all that. So as soon as possible, if you can, apply for the extension of your TRV. Processing time is around 30 days if everything should go well.
Yeah.
That's if everything should go well. It should be 30 days. Once you get the approval, they will ask you to send in your passport to the immigration office, I think in Ottawa. They are going to stamp it, put a new counterfoil in. Usually well, the validity is dependent on the length of your passport, on the validity of your passport, but the maximum you can get is 10 years.
Yeah.
So you'll be issued this visa for 10 years. If your passport is expiring in less than 10 years, then the expiry of that visa would match the expiry of your passport. So with that and your work permit, your postgraduate work permit, you can go out of Canada and travel. And travel back into Canada anytime you want.
Yeah, so guys, this is really good advice. I'm going through the same. I'm waiting for my visa. I'm not getting it, but I know I'll get it soon. So immediately you need to start preparing for the visa once you are pending, completion of your studies. And all these things we've talked about are not free. For your work permit, you need to pay. For your permanent residence, you need to pay. For your visa, you need to pay. So while you are schooling and you're working, save up some of your money. At least how much should they save up? Like 3K?
Yeah, I mean, nothing is free here in Canada. So you should definitely save up a lot of money. Your post-graduation work permit, that's around $255. Your permanent residency, if you would like to go through the provincial nominee program, I think you pay between $200 and $250 for the nomination. And also once you get your nomination and you apply for the PR, you are going to pay $1,360, I think, for the PR application and processing. Now, if you happen to be two, if you have your spouse and your kids, then you are going to pay even more. And aside that, there is more to it. You have to do your medicals, extra cost on that. If you apply for your TRV, that's about $100. So you definitely would need to reserve some funds for all those things. And hopefully you would get a job by the time you are finishing school. So that should offset that cost that may come in. Once you start working and you start, having some source of income, then you can, cater for all those things once they come.
And even if you're applying for your PR and then also for your visa, you need to show proof of funds. So the proof of funds, if you are using the express entry stream, per person is about 12,000 Canadian dollars, 13,000. So you need to have that money untouched in your bank account for 3 to 6 months, basically, before you have another 2,000 to 3,000 Canadian dollars to pay
to cover all those
for
things.
all those applications. Have that in mind. If you're coming to Canada, you need to have a reserve fund to help you cater for all the application fees and proof of funds once you are done with school as an international student.
Yeah, I mean, definitely if we are going to talk about PR, that would take another video because there is more to all of that, right? So let's hear from you guys. If you would like to hear more, just comment in the comments section, and then we would try as much and shoot a special video just for, permanent residency and all of that, right?
So we are about to end the video, guys. I know you may be wondering, what is life after school for us like? So I did business analysis, Kwame did cybersecurity. I got a job in my field, similar to my field, but with a combination of my work experience, my previous work experience, and my school experience, plus school projects, plus internship or co-op. So I'm doing a job in my field, if I should say. And
well, I studied cybersecurity, but I'm currently into project management, Agile, Scrum.
And that's your background?
That's my background. Yeah, I had previous experience in this area, so sort of continuing that previous experience.
Yeah. So guys, thanks for watching to the end, and drop your questions. We know you have a lot of questions, you have a lot of comments. Drop them in the comment section. Don't forget once more to like, subscribe, share with those who need this video, and we out.
See ya.